is going to tower. Wow. And yeah, a really close shot here. Getting Manager is going to get a nice oh my god, he's going to do it. JW gets a double kill in the middle, making it a triple. Oh my god. And they lose for the goal. This is going to go. Oh my god. Freiburg. Jesus Christ.
Jonas, Tommy, pleasure to be sat beside you. Looking forward to this one. Fnatic, Navi, what a way to start your day.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good match for sure. These are two very even teams, and it's going to set the tone for this group stage because both of these teams are looking to win the group.
Absolutely. So, you've had the predictions from Thorin and Scott, but wouldn't be you without having your own opinion on this one, Tommy. Who do you think and why?
Well, the thing is, the way the bracket is set up, the way the group stage works now with the double elimination bracket, the first matchup between the two favorites isn't actually that important because either one can still come back. It only matters who's going to be able to win the group. But with Mystic also in the group here, and all three of them being fairly equal, I don't think this one is that important, but I would have to give a small advantage to Fnatic, I think, on Mirage.
I think we may well be live for the pistol here.
Yep.
So let's dive straight in game. And in fact, we may not only be live, we're well into it. Seized as the last man standing for Navi, and Fnatic have picked up the pistol round. And Khan lets loose behind them with a roar of approval. So Fnatic pick up the pistol round. What's the impact?
Well, I mean, that's obviously going to force Navi to double save, most likely. I don't think they would go for a third round buy on the counter-terrorist side. So that's effectively assuming no crazy stuff happens. It's going to put Fnatic up 3-0 to start the half. And especially on the terrorist side, it's very important to get good money control in Counter-Strike, because that can really set you up for easy rounds later on in the half by breaking the counter-terrorist money. So you can effectively win it. You can pretty much win a half 11-4 by only winning 4 weapon rounds if you win the pistol round, which is obviously really huge.
Absolutely, we are...
I mean, theoretically, with a 1 pistol round, you could tie the weapon rounds 4-4 if you win the correct rounds, and you could still wind up winning the half 11-4.
So very much what Thorin was saying about winning the 4 or 5 important rounds to win in the entire game. And this one is one of the ones to just make sure you don't throw it away. It's Fnatic's to lose on this point. And so far, it's all quiet on the Western Front as we're switching between... we don't control the observer mode here as Fnatic are all set up, waiting on Navi coming to them. And no movement from the Navi side. Fnatic are going to have to commit sooner or later, and Devilwalk is going to be the man to lead that charge for them, as he's going to be the one to poke his head in towards that A site. Has reinforcements in the shape of the bomb carrier behind it. Schneider opens up with the fragging. Seas goes down, flashes out, and Fnatic are making a clean entry. Zeus has been picked off. Kubica is also going to go out and starts to go down, and it's a 5-man unanswered pistol round conversion for Fnatic.
That's a very well played round for Fnatic. They didn't take too many risks. They sort of scouted out the map first before going anywhere, before dedicating to a site. They just took their time, cleared all the angles, and just a very good round for them. No lost weapons. Obviously a good start.
Talk us through the impact of the man stood behind Fnatic, Khan. Does his experience lend anything? You did this for EG, as was mentioned earlier at WCG. How easy is it in these types of situations?
Well, it's a little different for me and him in the sense that I was actually calling the strats in the freeze time when I was playing. So I was more of an impact, I guess, on how the match actually played out.
Let's come back to that, because we've just seen some action here as JW picks up 2 frags. Fnatic have lost Pronax, though, and Navi will take their opportunity here. If shots going down on the other side, it's going to be JW to help himself to his hat-trick frag, and that'll be Fnatic surely to clear this one through. They do, and sorry for cutting off there, but 3-0. Talk to us about the role of Khan again.
Yeah, I was going to say that with Fnatic being sort of a young team, for their players being sort of newcomers to the scene in CSGO, they weren't really known in the previous versions of Counter-Strike. I think having someone like Karn, like a vocal person that everybody likes around them, actually helps them. Pronax obviously is a good leader, so I think his potential positive effect has been lowered a little bit just because Pronax can do that by himself. But I still think having Karn around definitely helps Fnatic as a whole.
So, JW's picked up the ult this time. He picked up 3 frags in the last round, but now looks to AWP down the inside A, as there's Fnatic moving around. We see Flusher with the nades out, and Navi to retreat.
Yeah, Fnatic are basically running their slow default, where they're just taking over all the different areas of the map, trying to find out how Navi are playing, not taking too many risks early on, just sort of trying to feel Navi out. It's a new map. The Mirage, the Valve version, hasn't been played all that much, so I think teams also aren't that aware of how everybody plays it yet, as they would be on a normal map that's been played very much.
What's your opinion on the map?
I just think it's too early to really say. I mean, I do prefer the previous version of the map that was played, because I think that was the best map in CSGO, and it was the most popular map out of all the top teams played the old version of Mirage in all tournaments, but we'll see.
Schneider's going to open up the fragging there. It's going to be Zeus that gets picked off, and Fnatic have got themselves the opening round. We talked about important rounds to win. This is one of them. The first gun round for Navi, as they find themselves a man down. It'll be Kibikin who's waiting in that site.
And Cease is also down to just 1 health, so it's a very good start for Fnatic early on. Navi really need to get some kills as Fnatic enters the site here.
Schneider converts that 1 into 0. Kibikin does get 1 back, but Schneider gets himself up. Frag number 2. Fnatic are in the driving seat here, but lose 1 player. It's going to be Flusher that comes in, and now the bomb going down in the shape of Devil Walk. They've got just Starix to try and salvage this one, and he may well decide he can't. And just as he was trying to actually sneak out of there with his AWP, JW picked him up, and important round to win, won by Fnatic.
Yeah, and we were talking about the money system previously. That round is effectively once again worth 2 rounds for Fnatic, because that's going to force Navi on a save round, and assuming Navi don't pull out a miracle, that's going to put Fnatic up 5-0 by effectively only winning 2 rounds. So that's how the money system favors the winning team, especially on the terrorist side, because the equipment that you need to have a good chance of winning rounds is a lot cheaper for terrorists than it is for counter-terrorists.
So do Navi need to do something to shake this up? With you in this situation, try and rush Fnatic, or try and do something just to mitigate the fact that you're on pistol?
Well, obviously on a save round, you have to do something different, because obviously if you just hold your regular spots, odds are you're probably not going to beat the team with more equipment with just your pistols while they're doing what they're doing. So I always feel like every time a team doesn't do something as a team, doesn't take a risk, you're sort of wasting an opportunity. Because this way you might get a kill or 2 if someone hits a crazy shot, but there's almost no way you're going to win a round.
And at this point, the odds are stacked against Navi. They've lost 3 men. It's Starix and Zeus left standing, and Zeus has lost a fair chunk of health. Flush is going to make the push in towards the B site where the bomb is following, and Fnatic are going to put it in. It's going to be Schneider to cover the rear, anyone coming up from A. Pronex has got himself the frag on the Starix. It's only Zeus left standing, and he has got himself a weapon, and may well decide he's on the opposite side of the map, and he may well decide that he's just going to make his stand, try and do as much damage as he can if anyone comes toward him, but he is going to try and get away with this AK.
Yeah, that's the right call. I mean, there's no way he's gonna win a 1v4 without a defuse kit on a save round. So he's just trying to save the gun, get some extra money going for the team. Because something we have time to talk about now as well, since there's no action going on, is even if you win a round as a counter-terrorist, now that you're trailing, if say only 1 or 2 of your players survive, you're still at a very big disadvantage the next round, because you don't get enough money from winning the round to purchase full equipment. So saving a weapon like this can actually make a really big difference later on. That's why getting just 1 or 2 kills on save rounds can really make a big dent on other teams' money later on in the half, even though you might not notice it instantly. So,
round number 6. Only the second Navi gun round. And they're staring down a 5-0 deficit right now. And we'll see whether they've got anything to offer. Starix is lying in wait. Sees is going to push up, opens up the fragging. JW goes down. Crucial frag there for Navi. Can they push in and get 1 more? Seized is looking for it, but Pronex read him like a book. And Navi lose their advantage. We're down to 4 on 4. There's Starix in his scope. He's lined up looking for anyone. There's no one there, and it'll be Zeus that'll push out. Slightly flashed, but
that was a good early push by Zeus, getting that early kill as Zeus gets taken out by Flusha, going aggressive in the middle. But he really should have fallen back. He had Zeus and Starix backing him up in the middle. He could have gotten away. He got a little too aggressive, peaked, and once he got down to a 4v4, now that's a favorable trade for terrorists. Every time you can get a trade, 1 person for one person, you always take it as a terrorist. If you can start every single round 3v3, you do it. If you can start every round 2v2, you do it. Because it's a lot easier to attack a site with less people than to defend it.
So 3 on 4 now. Fnatic have the man advantage. We've lost Seized and Zeus for Navi, and they're using Starix to try to lock down the middle of the map. And he's looking over towards B at the moment. There's one Fnatic player that's gone over there. Kickerman gets himself 2 frags though. Suddenly this round is turned on its head. Fnatic lose 2, and it's going to be Schneider to come back with 2 more of his own. Kickerman and Starix both go down, and now we are in a one-on-one. Pronax to earn his Fnatic stripes here as he pushes in. The bomb is down. That's where he has to try and get over to, though. He's just going to go over, collect it. I don't think Navi had an idea that it was there, though. Pronax going to put the bomb down right now. And here we go, pushing in from the other side of the site. Bomb gets planted. Pronax is out in the open and is picked off. And Navi are on the board.
Yeah, that was a well-played 1v1 by Xenia, who's sort of an expert in those clutch situations. That's what he's always been known for in Navi. And we saw how he first used the Molotov, or the incendiary grenade, to do a lot of damage on Pronax, and then he just snuck up while he was planting the bomb and just got way closer. Pronax had no idea Xenia had snuck up that close to him, and he's got a really smart 1v1 win without even being challenged at the end.
There is the Fnatic team on your screen. First time they've not been high-fiving after a round, and picking up that round changes what for Navi?
Well, it changes the fact that they're now on the board, but like I mentioned before, this is a really hard round to win for Navi. They don't have a lot of equipment. They have solid number. If you look at the money at the top of the screen, you can see they actually have more equipment than Fnatic, but that's only because the terrorist side equipment with just straight AKs is cheap. Navi would actually need more to have full equipment.
So Pronax looking to see whether Seized is pushing out like he did again, but it hasn't happened for him. A little bit of action over in the middle of the map, but the observer is on JW, who has Schneider for company behind him as well. But we swap over towards Zeus. Kickerman waiting for someone to come between those scopes, and you can see through X-ray that the Fnatic team slowly moving over, prepping for an entry into A. They've got 2 coming in from the top now. Schneider's there. Kickerman's AWP is going to have to work overtime now as Fnatic lie in wait. Push comes in now as the smokes are out. Fnatic begin to edge forward. Kickerman has got teammates for company. Zeus lies in wait as the flashes go tit for tat, and Zeus is now going to get picked off there by Flusher. Flusher gets dropped. Starix and Seized help themselves to frags as Navi take the lead now. Fnatic need to find a hole in this Navi defense, but Kickerman is all clear to get the frag on the Flusher. Snyder, though, headshot down the AWP, and Fnatic now may just be able to make their move. They've been slow on this entry. The counter grenades have kept everyone at bay, and no clean sight for either player. Pronax Clyde in the middle of that A site. He's got 2 to his right. He's got 1 sighting for him, and that Schneider picks up the head of Starix. He's got 1 to his left, 1 to his right. Schneider with it all to do here. He's got to keep that bomb plotter alive, and he does so. Seized gets dropped 1 on 2 here, and Schneider may well be able to finish off the job here with an epic hat-trick as he pushes forward. Oh no, Pronax drop, but Schneider does finish off the hat-trick. He got 4 that round, and Fnatic are back on the board, 6-1.
And Snyder at the top of the scoreboard with 14 kills, just 2 deaths. He's been the best player so far in this match. Second time he got 3 kills in a 2v3 to win Fnatic a key round. Or actually, his team wound up losing the previous round, but still big kills for him there once again. And now, as we can see, Navi is completely broke. 3 other players have under 2K in cash, which means they're probably going to be going for a double save so they can get proper equipment and try to win the next round. So once again, Fnatic has now won 3 actual weapon rounds, if we count the pistol round, because it's an even round for both teams, and they're probably going to be up 8-1. So that's how big of an impact the economy can have in a Counter-Strike match.
And that's where best of 1 really can come back to haunt you, because this game could be over before it's begun, and Navi find themselves.
But that's the beauty of it, though, isn't it? Because you have to learn how to adjust very quickly. You don't get those different maps. You don't get to start all over. It's just more pressure. It's sort of like NFL playoffs. That's why you love the NFL playoffs. You can't miss any game. In NBA or NHL, you want to miss game 1 or 2, you have something else to do. That's fine. Nothing's
You love American
decided.
sports more than any other European citizen I know.
What can I say?
Anyway, so the Navi side staring down the barrel here. They've bought Famises where they can. They're going to try and make something of this game, of this round. But that's because the scoreboard is dictating they have to.
Yeah, they probably just feel like they need to get more rounds on the board. They don't want to get in a spot where they're trailing 1-8. They win 1 more round, they lose again. So all of a sudden they're down 2-10, and they probably just feel like they need more room to work with. So they've gone for an early buy. And we'll see how it works here.
Starks had to have felt that there was a kill there, and he didn't quite land it. Cease has been grenaded up and gets picked off by Flusher as Kibican is waiting on what's coming next for him. as he pokes his head in. Kibican, though, does get a headshot straight onto flusha, follows up, Fabus powers down Pronex, and Navi have themselves a man advantage as they'll look to push in. It's going to be JW who's leading the charge back for fnatic, and they've been able to get themselves, no, they haven't been able to collect any of those AKs up from the frags that they've got, but JW down on just 28 points of health as well. This is a great position for Navi if they can perhaps just wait. Pushing out, it's going to be Zeus, helps himself to his next frag. Devilwalk's been picked off, and this is a mounted decline for fnatic now as Zeus lies in wait, has the AK. He's got one coming to his right, it's Schneider, the danger man, still has almost full health. And if there's a man that can in this half, it would be Schneider, but boy are we asking a lot from him. And here he delivers, 2 big frags from Schneider, can't quite finish off on the third. And now it's JW on 2. Kibican, though, no health to speak of, will collect the bomb, pushes in now and darts his way back towards that site. He's only got 7 seconds to put it down, and they know it. They're going to push out, and Navi should finish him off. They do, and there'll be no money for that as well. So Navi get themselves their second round.
It was a good plays by both Kibagan and Zeus in the middle of the round. First, the Kibagan peeking the connector, getting those 2 kills in the middle. And then, I don't think we caught it on camera, but Zeus actually pushed down the T ram, the T spawn, spotted Snyder. And as soon as he saw Snyder with the bomb, he knew Fnatic were going to attack the A site. Then he peeked the balcony. I actually got a kill there, and then just delayed Snyder long enough. Even though he got taken out by him at the end, that was a very smart play by him. Probably won Navi the round.
flusha opens up the fragging. It's Starix that goes down, and for all of Navi's hard work in the last round, they find themselves with a little bit of a mountain to climb already in this, the 10th round. It's 7-2 to Fnatic, as the Swedes on home soil begin to enjoy. JW is going to poke his head around the corner. He's expecting to see someone. I think he maybe just pulled out a little too early as he'll dart back. It's Navi who find themselves in a real pressure scenario here, and you and I were talking before the match that we didn't know what we were actually going to expect from Navi in this tournament.
I mean, it's hard to tell. They've looked pretty good recently, but I think they're still somewhat inconsistent ever since Zeus took over as the new in-game leader, because obviously Zeus has been the caller in the team for ages. But I mean, they've had good results. It's just a little inconsistent.
Schneider down, Navi with 3 men have got them all coming in on the top here. It's going to be one frag coming up, Devilwalk gets picked off, and JW will stop the rot before Seized comes in, gets himself 2. It's Pronax though, who will bring it back to a 1 versus 1 with Zeus, and this is, well, one hell of a 1v1. The round lies on this. Bomb has been planted over on that B site, and quickly getting his legs over there is Zeus. He has no idea where Pronax is. He's scouring every corner. He's got nothing to kind of flush him out, but he helped himself to the frag anyway, and Pronax has been dropped, and a 1v1, a crucial 1v1 with the round on the line, gets Navi right back in it. They've won 2 in a row for the first time. It's 7-3.
Yeah, they're still at a poor money situation. I mean, they can get okay equipment for this round, not great, but okay. But if they were to lose this round, they'd be completely broke, and that would once again result in at least 1 save, potentially 2. I mean, at this point in the game, they probably only save once, but to get full equipment, they would have to save twice. So the money advantage is still big on Fnatic's side, and Navi really need to string more rounds together. They really can't afford to start losing now and get back in the rhythm of having to save every other round.
The one thing Fnatic have been able to do is, oh, here we go, it's all kicking off. As Kibican and Siege pick up 2, but it's answered out by JW and flusha, and Navi have, as I was about to say, Zeus here has got 1 coming towards him. It's Devilwalk that gets picked off, and he'll poke his head down into the smoke. He's got 2 Fnatic players on the other side. JW and flusha are going to move it round. What Fnatic have done in the round save loss, it's been very expensive. It's been 2 of them where they've got 4 frags, and it's gone down to the last man. So this is no different. 2 already down for Navi, as in towards that A site will go flusha. He leans around the corner, has no, just needs to get JW in, and JW to be able to scout a little bit for him, and he will do exactly that. JW looking, spies for the head, doesn't connect with the shot though, and here we go. Reinforcements come in from Navi as they suddenly say the Fanatics are coming, and they move in towards that site. It's going to be Zeus who at the back has been naded. Seized is waiting to pop his head up, take out that AWP. Can he? No! flusha drops him and follows up with a second onto Zeus, and here we go. 1 on 2, bomb going down, and Fnatic are going to escape into a 2 versus 1 after plant. Yes, they're both low health, but they have a sandwich up on that bomb site as they look to try and make something happen for them. And it'll be picked off by JW, and fnatic recover from a 3-on-2 to a 2-on-1 after plant and finish it off without losing either of them.
That was a nice way for fnatic to take over the site. After JW spotted Zeus, he actually threw a perfect grenade on Zeus's feet, did 89 damage with a single nade on the guy, just as how powerful the grenades are in CSGO. And then Flasha with a nice peek there was able to get those 2 kills. Obviously that nade played a big part in that because he only had to hit Zeus once after that. So Navi once again on a save round, effectively putting fnatic up 9-3 on the terrorist side. A big mountain to climb for the Ukrainians early on in this game.
And when Navi have had to save, we talked about this in one of the early rounds, they don't do anything unorthodox. They don't rush anything. They don't try and throw the kitchen sink at them. They just seem to be running pretty standard at that point. I would say I'm against that.
I'm also against that. And I think it might have something to do with the fact that Z's took over leadership, because I feel like when younger people lead the teams, they have to focus so much more on weapon rounds and everything. They sort of want to take some rounds off just to like let their brains rest for a little bit, because it's actually really tough on you mentally to just keep thinking like 24/7 as you're playing and trying to focus on actually hitting people in the head. So I think he probably just sort of relaxes on the save rounds. So I think it would actually be really smart if Navi had someone else just call something. So it's just basic stuff on the save rounds.
Lurpus defending strat callers around the world there to give them, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. And Starix is in a not easy position. He's 1-on-3. He has got himself the frag on the Pronax there. He has an AK, and he will try and make himself as loud as possible. And fnatic will... And they'll try and search him out as Flusher's going to come towards him, and they're going to move in for the sandwich here to make sure he doesn't get anywhere. Devil walk through the wall, finishes off the job. It's 9-3 for fnatic, and they're in the driving seat.
That's a very, very good start for the Swedish side. Snyder currently topping the scoreboards, for those of you at home who can't see, he's 18-6. Number 2 on the scoreboard, Flush at 14-5. Number 3, JW 12-5. Everybody else pretty much even after those 3. So big individual start for fnatic. I mean, they've come back to win those 2v3s, 2v2s so often, and it's always been because of Snyder or Flusher or someone else is getting multiple kills. So big plays by them individually.
Speak of the Devil, opens up with the frag on Kivak, and then it'll be Zeus who levels it up as Devil Walk gets picked off. We were talking earlier about the role of the individual, how it's, you know, how you go, you've got so many star players who can turn around on their heads. Are these two teams dependent on that factor?
A little bit, but I mean, you don't depend on that at the beginning of the round. You want your strats and your team play to set up the beginning of the round. But when it comes down to those 2v3s especially, then you have to work with your team play and also individual skills. So that's when people hitting crazy shots can really make a difference.
Flusher couldn't hit a barn door there as C's picked them off from above, and now it'll be Schneider to try and make his way in. fnatic are down to a 2-on-4 and opening into the site. Pronex has been picked off. It's all on Schneider. He gets himself one onto Starix, but he'd have to go bigger than he's gone before in this round to finish off this map. He makes his way in. It's second frag for him. C's is going to get himself picked off. Schneider with Zeus in his back, and the AK headshot will finish him off. And JW, last man standing for fnatic, has got the bomb. He's going to try and race that over towards the B site, get that money in the bank, and then try and defend with half health, a 1-on-2 after plant as he lies in wait. JW pokes himself up on the top in this ramshackled former cafe of some description.
Clever spot there. We'll see if he's going to be able to connect on Senia. He's going to spot him coming across right there in a couple of seconds. No, Senia just jumps across. JW doesn't let his position be known. Gets the kill on Zeus, and now it's going to be a really tough round for Senia.
JW to try and pull this one through. 1v2 after plant becomes 1v1, and JW won't be able to drop it. And he started off so well, but at least got the bomb down, at least got money in the bank for fnatic. And Navi have themselves another round. It is going to go to...
No, Senia never had time to defuse.
Oh, didn't see that, sorry.
Yeah, so that's actually going to be 10-3 for fnatic. JW is able to delay that, delay the last Navi player enough for him not have any chance of defusing the bomb without a defuse kit, so...
We lack in-game sounds or any audio assistance on this one.
He had the defuse kit, but still no time at all. So that's a 10-3 lead for fnatic, and obviously Navi have Senia's AK from the previous round because he was able to save it as the only survivor, but still a save round for Navi otherwise across the board. So just fnatic just looking really dominant so far. I mean, Navi looked good early on in the rounds, but somehow fnatic just always come back and just turn it around upside down in the middle of it. So a lot of good individual play by the Swedes. And I think that's really what's been making a difference so far in this game between these two sides.
Schneider gets himself another 2 frags to add to his burgeoning tally as Devilwalk has put the bomb down, and the 2 Navi players that are left standing are in a real tough position. Seized gets himself 1 frag, but does he want to risk that AK, or is he going to sit happy? He's going to fall back and try and hold on to that AK. And Navi find themselves staring down the barrel here. This is going to go to 11-3. I mean, we've got 1 round left in the half. Navi will throw the kitchen sink at it, but the whole game will rest on that first second half pistol.
Yeah, the pistol round is going to be really, really huge. But if Navi are able to win it, as fnatic were early on in this half, all of a sudden they have a chance to do exactly what fnatic did to them in the first half. They can just keep breaking fnatic's money on their terrorist side, and they can potentially come back. We saw MSI beat it last weekend in Beijing. fnatic were playing SK Gaming on Mirage, and they actually only scored 4 rounds on their counter-terrorist side. They came back to win as terrorists because they had a very strong terrorist side. They won 12-2 as terrorists, but that shows that their counter-terrorist side isn't that strong on this map. I think they had similar struggles against Very Games in the grand final, if I'm not mistaken. So this could still go either way if Navi just win the pistol round and give themselves some room to work with.
First frag goes the way of Navi, and that's what the doctor ordered. Zeus picks himself up 1, and it's JW that goes down. Starix had a glimmer of a shot and didn't connect it as he spied someone running through, and he'll now fall back and nestle himself in towards that B site. He's got Devilwalk looking in towards A. There's a man just around the corner for him, but he'll just poke, trying to give some form of indication to the rest of his team where the Navi players are set up, and they're all set up over on the B site. And fnatic, if they're quick, could get 3 men in towards A, as Flusher is lined up with his AWP. Devilwalk's there. The bomb has moved all the way around towards A. They pick up the entry frag. It's Schneider that's going to get it. Zeus has been picked off. Flusher down. Here we go. Moving towards A as Devilwalk leads the charge. Bomb follows up behind him. And there's 2 on 3 here as they move in. The rotation has begun as Devilwalk is going to get naded and flashed, and he'll have to fall back. He lies in wait at that site, looking for someone coming around the back. Devilwalk picks himself up the first frag there. Now looks towards the B rotation spot as he's got a teammate in there as well. They need to put that bomb down though, and they can't clear a route for him as JW will walk in with it. Devilwalk's in there. Seized is coming around now from the back. He's got 2 to aim for. Bomb going down any second now. Seized gets himself frag number 1. Schneider's been picked off, but there it is. Devilwalk avenges and has a bomb to defend. 1-on-1 against Starix. Where is he? Starix coming in from the back now. Starix moves in towards the site. He's got only 16 points of health to help him. Devilwalk's 22. It'll be a 1-shot hit, and that'll finish it off. Devilwalk sees out the round. 12-13. fnatic go into the half in dominant mood.
That was a very good half for fnatic. Nice way to end the half too, because had Navi been able to win that last round, would have given them a little bit of momentum to start the second half with maybe help with the pistol round. Big clutch by Devilwalk there, and obviously a great half by Schneider, who finished with 25 kills overall, just topping the scoreboard way above everybody else. He basically has as many kills as any 2 players on the server combined, so just great play by him, and all of fnatic combined so far. They just look very good so far.
And how many of those 25 kills were important kills? Because he was getting a lot of entry frags.
I feel like a lot of there were entry kills, coming back to the A side after getting some trades all across the map, and he would always come out of the apartments and get 1 or 2 entries and just help fnatic get the bomb planted in the site.
So welcome back to DreamHack, ladies and gentlemen. I'm with the lovely Lurpus. So Lurpus, whilst we wait on this second half going, you got to meet your, I'm not going to call him your nemesis, but 25% of Lurpus tweets, by the way, are to an account called CSGO Dev. And Lurpus got to find the man today, face to face with the man running that Twitter account. And there was just a standoff for at least a second. And the poor guy, he didn't want to stick around near you.
No, apparently not. He's just disappeared. Hopefully not too far.
He's disappeared. Hopefully not too far. Lurpus got a bone to pick. A lot of familiar faces here at DreamHack as always. We have the wonderful Nixon, formerly of HLTV, stood taking pictures right now. So, old habits die hard. And he's making sure he gets that Movember Tash in. Talk us through how much work has that been for you?
It's a lot of work explaining why I have it, because it looks absolutely terrible. But it's been about 3 weeks. Like, got a couple days to go.
3 weeks, that would take me 3 months to grow, so that's pretty impressive. We have just about got ourselves back on the way for the second half. Looks like we're going to jump in game, pistol round, say it every time, but absolutely crucial.
Yeah, this time even more so than usual because of the big deficit that Navi are facing. So it is super important to them to win the pistol round. If they don't win the pistol round, they must buy on the second round. There's no way they can afford to save and try to come back from a 3-14 deficit. It's just too little room to work with.
So 12-13, fnatic know that this is theirs to throw away, and Seized is trying to make them do exactly that. Picks himself up 2 frags, makes his way. It's going to be Devilwalk who's got incoming over on that B site, and he launches up his nade. He's lying in wait for more coming. Pronex has got incoming as well, and the fnatic side are in a whole lot of trouble. Schneider's going to push him now. Can he be able to push back this Navi assault? And he does just exactly that, allowing Devilwalk to come in. He gets himself the sandwich frag onto Zeus, and we're pulled back to a 3 versus 3. Pronex comes back, bomb has been planted, and Navi are in over on that A site. They've got 2 players covering, and 1 T player is just flanking the maneuver as he's going to make his way through. It's going to be Pronex to push in. Devilwalk dropped. Pronex now moving on top of that bomb as he will nade across and uses the smoke to cover, puts in the defuse. Now he's just going for it, and he's going to get it. Seized, oh! Seized picks him off right before it was Starix that got the frag. Phenomenal stuff from Navi. They had literally a millisecond left, and Navi claw their way back and give themselves a real fighting chance now.
That was a really big pistol round by the in-game leader. Navi Seized getting 4 kills there. Good play by them, and now we have a game again. We're back.
We have a game again, and the Navi side are going to look to build on this, and if they successfully convert the pistol round, then could be 12-6 and a real game on. But
could be 12-6, win the 4th round, 12-8, lose 1, win 1, 13-10. Trade 1 more, all of a sudden you're looking at a 13-12 game.
God, we don't even need to watch the game. You predicted it all. Mystic Lerp is seeing into his ball of the future. Let's see whether fnatic agree with that, though. Let's see whether life is as predictable as Lerpus would say it is. And fnatic have stacked up the B site. There are 3 players there trying to predict a Navi movement. Hasn't happened yet for them. There's only 1 player down there that Devilwalk's looking for at the moment. A little bit of damage for some of the fnatic players already.
Yeah, Zeus also down to just 16 health. He's falling back all the way to T spawn. And Navi are just taking it slow, playing the correct way on anti-eco rounds. They don't want to run into a stack by fnatic, which is what we were talking about the first half that we felt like Navi should have been doing on their save rounds. So they just want to make sure they don't run into a nade stack of all of fnatic waiting for them. So they're just going 1 by 1, sort of scouting the areas. And now they're going to finally see fnatic defending the B side here.
They do, and they're going to push in anyway. Devilwalk's got hell coming towards him. He does manage to land a lot of damage, actually. Starix goes down. Good work from Devilwalk, even if he didn't get the frag. But Starix and Seized have cleared out 2 players, and that leaves a 3-man fnatic rotate coming in now. Navi of Seized, who should see some action coming down this road, as he lies in wait. The 2 fnatic players have decided they're just going to fall back, bide out, look for some exit frags here, and see how much damage they can do, because they know they're not going to be able to clear this one out. Pronex does get himself the frag onto Kebakan, and as he waits back, the Navi side have Starix just making sure that no fnatic player actually does try and sneak in a late defuse. Seized is clearing out down the B alleyway, and that last man for fnatic who was in that site is well out, and Zeus drops Pronex, who, and they're making sure Pronex didn't get away with Kebakan's AK, quite vital.
Even though only 1 Navi member died on that round, and I think he probably even had a pistol, so they probably lost no weapon because someone else just picked up his AK. Actually, 3 of them had under 32 health, and I think it was Starix who had 58. So fnatic actually did a lot of damage that round. So almost all the players in Navi were pretty much 1 or 2 pistol shots away from dying. So this is actually a good save round, like very good effort by fnatic. They didn't get the results they wanted, but a very good effort.
And now it looks like they did most of that.
Yeah, and now it looks like they're peeking the middle area aggressively.
They are. It's JW who's poking out. Frags come in. JW did get Starix and then decides to retreat. And he's lost 2 teammates in that time, though. Schneider and Pronex both out. Schneider, the danger man from the first half, really raced away with the scoreboard. And if you look at that Navi side, also Zeus down to 11 points of health. Opportunity here for Navi to sorry, for fnatic to try and make something happen. JW dropped by C's, but it came at the expense of some life as well, as Devil Walk has been picked off, and that leaves just flusha left standing for fnatic. flusha's going to move in. He's in a 1 versus 4. If he gets lucky and he faces off against Seized or Zeus, he may be able to pick himself up a kill. But as he spies one, it's Kibakan who's waiting for him there, and flusha is going to get dropped from behind. No, Zeus is going to come in, and right as flusha went to try and grab Zeus's AK, he was shot down in the back. And that'll be 12-6, and pistol round successfully converted, if not a little nervously.
Indeed, that's another round in the bank for Navi, and they're slowly starting to creep back into the game. Obviously, this is another round that is potentially worth 2 rounds for Navi. For fnatic, it would just be another round, and that's why it's so much harder to win those last couple of rounds on the counter-terrorist side if you lose the pistol round, because the terrorists have a lot of money for a while, even if they start losing rounds, unlike you as a counter-terrorist. Some early aggression there by JW, who is actually using an M4 and not an AWP. It's sort of an odd move, doesn't want to challenge StarX early on here, but he is going to peek down aggressively, but get taken out. Pronex also peeking, a couple early kills there, and an early advantage for fnatic.
fnatic do have themselves the man up, as JW's aggression pays off, and C's down on health as well. Opportunity here for fnatic to stop the rot and get themselves back on the road to victory.
Yeah, that was a nice push there by Pronex and JW. At first, when JW jumped out, it looked like a big risk, but then when Pronex came out too, it was a well-coordinated thing. Allowed them to get an early lead before Siege just even out the round, down to a 3v3.
Schneider's been dropped. Pronex is waiting to see whether anyone else is coming, and
Pronex just 1 health. So 1 more shot at him will take him out. There's a nice shot by C.
Beautiful stuff there. Down towards the back. Devil Walk comes in with his FAMAS and Avenges, but here we go. Navi going to put the bomb down on the other side. StarX is there to cover. They're going to force the rotation. Nice diversion there over on A, where C's was doing all the damage. StarX only 7 points of health. Can he hold on to this one? No, he can't. Great,
but he still got the headshot on Pronex through the box there.
Headshot to take out the 1 health man, and Devil Walk with his FAMAS is waiting. He spies. No, he doesn't. Devil Walk isn't going to be able to get there. Thought he had eyes on him. Actually looked right past him. And he will clear out. And the ball and the round will go the way of Navi. 12-7. And as you said, assuming a successful conversion, worth 2 that round.
Yeah, and once again, a big clutch by Senya. That was the second so far in this game. I talked about how he often gets those big clutches for his team, and that was a really important round for Navi. It was a little unlucky for Navi to have StarX go close on B short at the end there, because Pronex only had 1 health, and StarX was double zoomed all the way in a different direction. So if he had a rifle, Pronex probably would have been an easy kill for him, in without dying. And now he still hit a nice shot through the box there.
Givaka gets himself the frag onto JW, and fnatic find themselves up against it once more. As you're right about San Diego's 1, I think 2, maybe 3 1-on-1 1v2s to add to this scoreboard, and Navi find themselves in a great position here. Look to convert out this pistol round. Have 2 players on next to no health, and right as I was getting excited about a clean conversion, actually Devil Walk gets himself the frag onto C's. He's running for his life over at B. I think it's him that's over at B, and Pronex is out as well, and there we go, cleaned up as fnatic down with only 1 kill against them.
And that's 12-8. All of a sudden, Navi are just within just 4 rounds, which basically means 2 gun rounds and 2 save rounds. So that's how quickly the tables can turn. And a lot of it is thanks to this guy right here, Seized, who is 11-2 so far in the second half with an ADR of 230. That means he's on average been taking out 2.3 players every round in the second half. So for an in-game leader on the terrorist side, that is huge.
Absolutely. He's delivering as we see StarX moving in, and it'll be StarX to lead the charge here on JW on stream as he picks himself a frag onto Seized, and the man highlighted the commentator's curse from Lurpus. Sees him walk right between the scope of JW as he pushes forward now. It's going to be Schneider who's there. Pronex gets himself 1 more. Kibakan goes down, and the fnatic side are looking good here. Schneider's got himself 1 more. StarX is going to go down, and now Navi have to make something happen for them as Zeus is going to push in. Oh, there it is, as Schneider out at the back before he will be helped out by flusha to avenge, and there on Zeus left standing. He's going to go nowhere, and fnatic have got themselves a vital round to stop the rot.
And the really big thing about this round that Fnatic just won, unlike Na'Vi in the couple of rounds they won in the first half, Na'Vi always had 1 or 2 people survive each round, so they never had proper money. Fnatic had 4 people survive. 4 of them still have plenty of money. Even if they lose this round, they can still buy the next round. So that was never the case for Na'Vi in the first half when they were winning rounds. And that just means Fnatic are looking a lot stronger simply because of so many of their players surviving. And that's why it would have made a big difference if Na'Vi were able to get even 2 more kills that round. Because that would have forced Fnatic on a save round should they lose this current gun round.
So, JW opening up with that AWP, which he's famed for. Sees gets dropped. And now we'll see whether Kibican can do anything about it. He's going to be flashed out as he falls all the way back and decides that's not a fight worth taking. Thinks there are too many players down there. Starix is just in the middle waiting for any CTs to get aggressive, but they don't need to. They're a frag to the good, and with Kibican down on health, they can just lie and wait. Pokes his head around the corner, and Starix guilty of trying to put his hand in the cookie jar before JW chops it off. And Navi are going to finally get themselves one back. Pronex dropped as Fnatic to live without their leader.
Kibican currently just walking up through connector into the A side. He's going to be looking for a pick here. That's a nice kill on JW up close. Gets taken out by Devil Walk though. It's a 2v3 in favor of Fnatic.
Let's see what they can do. Both Navi players really low on health. Yes. It's Schneider that's lying in wait for them to come his way, but here you go, you see Zeus. He's got eyes on the guy at the back as he lies in wait for him. It's Schneider that's down there, and Schneider is going to hold off and is going to get the frag. It's a headshot that'll finish off the job, and this should be it for Fnatic. 1 versus 3, and the one only has 4 points of health, and this will put Fnatic 2 rounds away from victory. Devilwalk's going to poke out and finish off the job, and Fnatic 14, Navi 8 is the writing on the wall.
It's looking good for Fnatic. They have a bunch of money saved up now. Even if they lose this round once again, they're not going to be forced to save. So now it's on Na'Vi to win consecutive rounds. Just winning 1 round won't break Fnatic's money. So they're not any longer in the same position that Fnatic was in the first half, where every single time they lost a round, all it would take for them is to win the next round or the one after that, and that would force their opponents to save. So a big difference in how the money system is working out for these teams, and that's pretty much the difference between the two so far.
14-8, last 2 to go. The other match in this group has been played as we see.
It's a very aggressive push here in the middle by JW and Pronex. Pronex has walked all the way, and he already knows that Na'Vi are attacking either side very shortly. It looks like Fnatic are over-rotating towards the A side, and that's going to make it hard for Na'Vi to take over the site.
Squeezed by Kibican as he looks to move on through. JW lies in wait with his AWP, but has to fall back. Here we go. Schneider connects with frag number 1 before Starix says, you can't get any more. Flasher picks himself up at 1, but the Navi side are going tit for tat with these frags. We're down to a 3 versus 3. Those use has all of 1 point of health and he goes down there. Pronex goes in, but seized again. Tit for tat. JW's going to go down, and now it's Seized versus Devilwalk to save the round. Seized is going to have to go absolutely huge here to try and stop that bomb being defused, and he can just afford to sit and wait. Let Devilwalk do all the walking as he moves out into the middle of that site. Now goes back for the defuse. The bomb ticking ever louder and louder, and Seized is going to walk around the corner and finish off the job. And Navi are back in business. It's 14-9, and Seized left it to the very last second once more.
Yeah, exactly like the pistol round. Very last second. Very good play by Seized, not to peek early on. He figured out that Devilwalk was going to fake defuse the first time. Smart play by the young Russian. He's only 19 years old, and this is by far, I mean, obviously it's the biggest tournament ever, but even just going to a regular DreamHack like this in a team like Na'Vi would be one of the bigger tournaments for him, because he's not that experienced as a player. So obviously doing something like that shows how mature he is.
So Fnatic 14-9, have to wait another day to get onto a match point. Kibican gets himself frag number 1 as Pronex goes down. Flasher avenges with the help of JW, and we're Fnatic once again able to get a man advantage. Zeus down. Zeus not really been that effective in this second half. Struggled to get into this. He's down on just 10 frags for the game, as we're in 3 versus 4 for Fnatic, who can now just afford to sit and wait and say, we have a man up, come get us, pick your site and come at us. As they'll do exactly that. In fact, pushing out was JW and helping himself to frag number 1 and 2, and now Seized is going to get picked off by Flusher, and Fnatic did exactly the opposite of what I suggested. They waited till they got sandwiched in the middle, and they finished them all off. It was a massacre.
Yeah, that was just a big individual play by first Flusher getting those 2 engine kills, Then JW getting the 2 next kills, finally Flusha getting the final kill. So big play by those two for fnatic. They made it 59 now, have match point here. And Navi don't have a lot of money. It's looking very good for fnatic so far. Just as Navi were getting back into it, had Navi been able to win that round, fnatic would have been a save round, and it could have gotten a lot closer once again. But right now, Navi just have their backs against the wall, and they really have to do something special here, as we see JW just pushing aggressively in the middle.
6 fnatic match points here. You only need to win 2 games to go through in the groups. This would be half the job done.
I would also give them a chance to win the group. Obviously, only the team who wins the first match has a chance to win the group anymore. Because if you lose your opening match, you can no longer get into the match where the winner is going to be decided. Schneider gets 2 first kills on Navi players.
And here we go.
Somehow survives.
I don't know how he got past it, but fnatic have converted. JW and Flusha finish off the round, and fnatic have picked up map number 1. They picked up their first game, and they are going to march on through into the winners bracket of this group as we decode. It's very cold here, which is what you caught us on camera doing there. But anyway, as we close this one out, your thoughts on that round? Man of the match for you?
Well, I think it has to be. It would have to be Schneider, because he was just such an influential player in the first half. He didn't have that big of an effect in the second half, but that's only because the rest of his team all pitched in. In the first half, Schneider probably won his team, I don't know, 4 weapon rounds and all the save rounds that came with them. And in the second half, Cease was sort of doing the same thing, but a couple of close rounds just wound up making the win for giving the win for fnatic.
So, as we look at that one, I don't have my earpiece in, so I can't hear when we've got to throw back to Jonas for the end of this one. So do give me a prompt. From fnatic's perspective, did you see something that gives you confidence?
I mean, sort of what I expected early on, but so I mean, it's too early to say. It's the first match of the tournament. It's the first match in the morning. These teams aren't properly warmed up, so the next match is going to mean a lot more.
All right, let's throw it back to Jonas, BSL, Viken. Jonas,